verbal riot.
What's happening, guys? Welcome back to the show. Uh, I just got back from Comic Con, and as per usual with Comic Con for some reason, and it seems like it's only really San Diego Comic Con for some reason. With every San Diego Comic Con, I always come back with some version of the flu or a cold, or I don't know. I just have the worst luck when it comes to getting sick at San Diego Comic Con. For some reason, it doesn't happen with LA Comic Con or WonderCon or E3 or any other convention, but for some reason with San Diego, I always end up catching something. So I'm trying to just power through this because hey, we got some big news here. I mean, as you guys can see, right? The lights are green this time because some big news came out of Comic Con, which we're going to talk about. Which, if you clicked on the video, you already know what I'm going to get into. But before I do that, I just want to say that I have some very good news. I have some very, very good news. YouTube, after my third appeal, uh, has finally monetized my channel. So I'm happy to say that tomorrow I am going to be doing post Comic Con slash celebratory show. And yeah, I want to thank you guys first and foremost for getting me to this point and for tolerating me and listening to my dribble and listening to me rant and rave like a madman about things that kind of really don't matter, but you know what? They do matter to us, right? So again, thank you guys. And trust me, this isn't going to be the last thank you. I'm going to be thanking you guys up the wazoo tomorrow on the live show. And the live show will be tomorrow at 3 o'clock. So anyway, Comic Con was great. I had a good time. I got more to talk about tomorrow with that. Uh, there were some things that were a little off, but for the most part, Comic Con was a good time. It's always a good time. And just like with any other Comic Con, big news always comes out of San Diego, right? And out of all the news, because there was a quite a bit of news that came out of San Diego, man. We have the Thunderbolt stuff, which again I'll talk about tomorrow. Some more stuff with Captain America and some other things. But obviously, the thing everybody's talking about, right, is Doctor Doom. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video for you, which I'm sure you've already seen like 1,000 times, but so there you go. Robert Downey Jr. is back, not as Tony Stark, not as Iron Man, but as Victor Von Doom, aka Doctor Doom. And I got to tell you guys, man, number one, it was very unexpected. I've heard rumblings that RDJ is coming back. I thought it would be some variant version of Tony Stark because that seems to be the cheat code now, right? When you kill off a beloved character, you can always bring them back in the multiverse, right? So I thought it would be Tony Stark, but no, 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 no. They decided to take a character who we've all been waiting for since probably phase two of the MCU, right? We've been saying, where's Doom since before Guardians came out, the first Guardians, right? And they finally give us Doom, but not really, right? I can't tell you guys how much I hate this. I hate this with every core of my being. Now, I've had comrades, I've had friends, people I trust who are a little bit more optimistic about this, and they think, "Hey, this could be a good thing that Robert Downey Jr. is coming back for Doctor Doom." I firmly disagree with them. Love them, respect them. They're amazing people, and I do trust him with when it comes to most things. But this is where we got to part ways in our opinions because I hate everything about this, and there's no way to spin it to make it feel good to me, right? Now, some of y'all are probably going to say, "Hey, you know what? Tony Stark is Doctor Doom in the comics." No, he's not. He was for a story, right? For one short story or whatever, or short run, he was Doctor Doom. But we all know who Doctor Doom is. We know that Doctor Doom is his own character and that he's not Tony Stark. Yeah, there was a storyline where they switched brains and Doom's brain went into Tony Stark's body. Tony Stark went into Doom's body. So Doom was parading around as Tony Stark and Stark is Doom. I get that. I understand that. I don't care. It doesn't make it better. It does not make it better. Okay? It just doesn't. This is a character we've been waiting for over a decade. Over a decade. And this is how they cheapen it. And I'll be honest with you guys. I don't know why I'm surprised by this. I really don't. I don't know why I'm shocked by this. Right? For probably since the end of Endgame, we've seen the decline of the MCU. It's almost like this shouldn't even be news, right? It's like this desperation to try to save the MCU, not by giving us what we want, but by to be honest with you, I don't even understand the methodology of what they're doing. I don't know how. And the thing that's weird to me about all of this for me is I have a source at the MCU who has, and I trust him, who has sworn up and down that the MCU is trying to course correct and get the train back on the track, right? And get us back to where we were before Endgame. And then they drop news like this. Now, obviously, I don't know what the big plan is. I don't know what's going to happen in these movies. Apparently, this version of Doom, from what I'm hearing, will be in Fantastic Four, sort of, I think. There's a movie called Doomsday, Avengers Doomsday, right, which is coming first. Then we have Avengers Secret Wars that's coming right after. But my thing is this. Yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. And they might pull a switcheroo. I don't care. Yeah, we're getting Doom. We're getting Doom for the first time. For the first time in the MCU. We're getting him for the first time. And it's Robert Downey Jr., right? And you're going to see a bunch of people justifying this, saying, "Oh, what about Chris Evans playing Johnny Storm and Steve Rogers?" Uh, it's nonsense. It's nonsense. Johnny Storm was a Fox character. That was not an MCU character. Different studios, different franchises, right? There's been a couple of people who have played comic book characters at one studio and then another, right? This is apples and oranges, guys. Robert Downey Jr. made Iron Man iconic within the MCU. He was in what, 6, 7 films of the MCU? We already know Tony Stark, and he is Iron Man to the point where, much like Hugh Jackman, I can't see anyone else playing Tony Stark but Robert Downey Jr. So to take an iconic actor character and to bring him back to play the villain we've been waiting for so long. It's cheap, it's corny, it's cringe, it's stupid. I don't care what they're going to do with it. We're getting Doom for the first time. The people were saying, well, maybe he'll play him in this version and then they're going to cast a new Doom. Sure, I'm sure they will. But so what? This is Doom's first appearance in the MCU. And again, I don't know why I'm so upset by this because I expect this of the MCU and Disney at this point. I should just be like, "Oh yeah, sure, why not? Why not?" Right? And it's really sad when you think about the fact that because of Deadpool and Wolverine, the MCU got a shot of adrenaline, right? It kind of got resuscitated a little bit, right? Not fully back to life, but at least it's breathing on its own without the machine. You know what I mean? And to get this deflating news that Doctor Doom, who I don't care what anyone says, probably the greatest comic book villain of all time, right? For me, it's like Doctor Doom, Magneto. I'd probably throw Lex Luthor in there, the Joker, right? The pantheon of great villains. Doctor Doom is probably number one. And this is how we're getting him for the first time in the MCU. This is cringe, man. You're telling me of all the Hollywood actors out there, right? You're talking Mads Mikkelsen. Mads Mikkelsen, who a phenomenal actor. Killian Murphy. Killian Murphy, another phenomenal actor. Viggo Mortensen. There is no shortage of great actors to pull from here. There's no shortage. So what do? You cheapen the death of Tony Stark. Because, guys, let's be honest here. Tony Stark died in the best possible way, right? He died saving not just the world, the universe. He saved Iron Man saves the universe. And on a personal note, saves his family, saves his wife and his daughter, right? He is a hero, not just on Earth, okay? The universe. So you cheapen his death by making him Doctor Doom. I I'm just I, I'm done. I'm so burned out, and I remember when before Deadpool and Wolverine came out, I said I think this is going to be a fluke. A fluke in a way of it's going to be big, it's going to be a hit, but Marvel isn't really going to change their ways. Or I should just say Disney, right? Disney's not going to change their ways because they have one great hit. They're going to stay on the stupidity course, right? They're going to stay on the course of of self-destruction. And guys, forgive my voice. I'm sick. I'm trying to power through. Um, but I'm kind of fired up right now, so I guess that's a good thing, right? Maybe getting angry is good for my my immune system, right? Because I when I heard that news, at first I laughed, right? I was like, okay, this is some we're being trolled. We're being trolled, right? Nah, we're not. We're not. This is real. This is happening. Anyway, I guys, I don't have a lot more to say about this. I will say this though, and I'm going to talk about this more tomorrow on the live show. I don't know how it's going to work with Fantastic Four, but what I've seen of the Fantastic Four, I'm not going to look. Look. I have no problem saying when I'm wrong or giving the devil his due. The Fantastic Four, from what I've seen of the stills of the reel that they shot, it looks pretty good. It looks pretty good. It looks like a really cool uh retro period piece from the 60s. The only way to even do the Fantastic Four the right way is Fantastic Four in the 60s, right? In a futuristic New York. And from what I saw, looks like they're doing it right. How Doctor Doom will fit into that, how Robert Downey Jr.'s Doctor Doom will fit into that, I don't know. I don't know. I I I understand Jonathan Majors situation messed up things. But if we're being really honest, it didn't mess up anything because the situation was already messed up anyway. The whole Kang thing, even though Jonathan Majors never messed up, never got in trouble with the law, the Kang thing, the multiverse thing was stupid. It was stupid. There was nothing. It was probably the least thought out storyline that I've seen probably since the fan not the Phantom Menace. I would say the Force Awakens. Since the Force Awakens, I don't think they had a plan. Eh, Jonathan Majors, in a way, kind of did them a favor by getting in trouble because now it kind of forced them to change the direction they're going. But oh, and if you think we're gonna get a wrap up to Kang, dude, I don't know what to tell you. We're not getting a wrap up to Kang. That whole Kang storyline, the Ant-Man story, the Loki story, none of that matters. They're gonna pretend Kang never existed. It's funny because people always say, "Well, if you think you can do better, do it yourself." And I'm like, "Well, here's the thing. I don't have to do it myself to know that I could write a better story than that. I know that. I know that. You know why? Because I've had 40 years of reading comics, of being and 20 years of being a writer. Yeah, I think I could do a lot better than that. But see, here's a problem. Disney won't hire someone who knows their stuff. Still trying to watch my language. I'm still trying to catch myself when I'm about to curse. And you guys have no idea how hard it is for me not to curse. So the fact that I'm even catching myself, I got to give myself a pat on the back. Okay. But yeah, they would never hire somebody like me because I know my stuff and I'm not going to push their message. Anyway, I'm veering off. Just look, guys, I don't know how excited you are for this. And by the way, if you're one of the ones watching this stream that are excited about this news, good on you, right? Like I don't want to yuck your yum. If you are genuinely really think this is a good idea, then hey man, enjoy it. Enjoy the films because there's going to be several with him as Doom. Enjoy it. For me though, that's not Victor Von Doom. And you cheapen Iron Man and you cheapen Doctor Doom and you cheapen Robert Downey Jr. from being honest with you by throwing this Hail Mary, right? By playing it so safe. You want people to forget about Jonathan Majors so bad that you bring back Robert Downey Jr. I I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe the movies would be good. Maybe I'm the old man yelling at the clouds. I don't know. I just know for me, I'm not going to let myself get excited about any of this stuff anymore. And it's not that I've been excited for the MCU at all lately, especially, but I foolish me, stupid me, I thought that they were actually trying again. I thought that they were trying to get back on track. And for me, this kind of news does not get me there. It does not get me there. Anyway, guys, enough of my ranting about that. Again, just want to thank you guys for tuning in and getting me to over 3,000 followers now. Like I said, I'm going to be taking you guys up and down tomorrow during the live show. Uh, I I I don't know. You know what? Leave a comment, man, if you guys are happy about this situation. I'm curious, genuinely curious if people want this. or if Disney once again has no idea what the pulse is. Guys, if you're watching for the first time, please subscribe to the channel. Greatly appreciated. You can also follow me on Rumble and on Twitter, X, whatever. I'll talk to you guys soon.